In almost every wrongful death case, I want to share with you one question that the defense often will ask my client that gets me furious and winds up creating a backlash for the defense attorney. You want to know what this question is? Come join me as I share with you this remarkable information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law in the state of New York. Now, I've been doing this for more than 25 years, and in almost every single case, you will have a defense attorney turn around and ask the surviving spouse, "Did your loved one have life insurance?" And that will draw an immediate objection from me. Objection! You can't ask that question. You know better, counselor. You've been doing this long enough. You know that that's an improper question. And I get furious when I hear that. And then when the defense attorney tries to argue with me, I will turn to the defense attorney and say, "Can you explain to me how having life insurance has anything to do with what your client did improperly? Or has anything to do with the damages that my client incurred as a result of your client's wrongdoing?" And that typically leaves them speechless. And there is case law in New York that prohibits the defense attorney from asking the surviving spouse whether or not the loved one, their loved one, the person who died, had life insurance. Whether or not someone had life insurance has no bearing whatsoever on, number one, whether there was wrongdoing, whether there was a violation from the basic standards of medical care. Number two, whether that wrongdoing was a cause of the injuries and death. And number three, whether the injuries are significant and or resulted in death. In any wrongful death case, one of the key elements of our case includes damages. What are the harms and losses that were actually incurred as a result of this person's death? The fact that there may be life insurance has no bearing whatsoever on what the surviving family is still entitled to recover as compensation for what the wrongdoer did. And that's a very important point. So anytime I hear the defense attorney ask the surviving spouse whether or not their loved one had life insurance, I get furious and I get so angry that I turn the tables on them and make them explain to me on the record why they're asking that question. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding to what goes on in a wrongful death matter here in the state of New York. You know, I realize you're watching this because you likely have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter happened here in New York and you do have legal questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. This is something I do every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's quick video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.